keep this train rolling. We are now at 5.5 hours. 4.5 hours to go as we are joined by Ken Tracy, president of Cincy Reigns. Is that the right title? What title are we using today?
My official title, Chad, is vice president. I believe Brian Fox is president. And I take care of player development and working hands-on with all the players, both football, basketball, and pretty much every sport to get them engaged with Cincy Reigns, engaged into our community, and build them from a professional aspect. So it's awesome.
Ken, I think one of the things that would jump out to people if they've been watching this show today is when we've talked to players, they've talked more about their opportunity to be a part of community engagement, to be out, dealing with school groups or hospital visits or whatever it may be that you have lined up for them. They haven't really talked about the money as much as they've talked about an opportunity to be a part of the community through Cincy Reigns. And I think that speaks volumes to the work that you guys are doing, because I think in a lot of places they see the collective as like the ATM, right? Like they just come in, they punch some buttons and they get their check, and there's not a connectivity to everything that happens.
Yeah, I think, Chad, that has to do with the coaching staffs at UC. There are players out there like that in the portal and in demand that come for the money, and pretty much that's it. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But there's also high character, high talent athletes that are out there in the portal, and that's pretty much what the University of Cincinnati has been going after and getting that want to represent the CPAL, and they're doing it extremely well. Their engagement in this community has been phenomenal. Cincy Reigns has a partnership with a organization called Impacting Tomorrow, where these athletes are going out into the community and helping children, adults in with food, with clothing, and they're using their brand, their image, to really make a difference in our community. And I think that's one of the things we set out to do from the very beginning at Cincy Reigns. It was to find the best, to get the best here. And then once they're here, to make sure they get engaged with our community. And as they're engaged with our community, they're building their own brand because they're making a difference with a lot of people's lives.
Tell us how you got involved. How did this come about? We know B. Fox. He's been around forever. B. Fox and I have been friends for years and years and years. How did he get you on board? How did this become a thing that you've been so heavily invested in now?
Yeah, it started off. Brian is my corporate attorney, so he helps me in our business that we grew. My wife and I grew a business. Yeah, he's a great attorney. Let's leave it at that. How about that? Okay, great attorney. But no, we've really we built our business. I moved out of day-to-day. I'm on the board now, and so Brian and a couple folks just came to me and said, "Hey, Ken, would you be interested in coming and helping build Cincy Reigns?" And at the time, I had no idea what it was, Chad. I'll be totally transparent with you. And the more I've gotten involved, the more I've seen the opportunity to make a difference, to seeing the opportunity to find and work with the coaches, work with the players. And that's really what we've done. Every single player that comes into the University of Cincinnati, a lot of people don't know this, Cincy Reigns has set up a clear methodology that they are provided the opportunity to work one-on-one with a certified public accountant. And they get the chance to learn business. They also are assigned with an attorney where these individuals understand the advantages and disadvantages of having their own LLC, having their own 1099. They need to understand both of those. And then through that, they also are aligned with a brand manager so that they learn what it takes to really have the great website, have the great have the great social media platform and how to learn that. And then in that, our last part is we get them engaged in our community. So we built a total 360 platform for the University of Cincinnati that's elevated us to one of the best collectives in the United States. And a lot of people don't know that. I'm going to let everybody on this show know that we're selected as one of the top 6 in the United States collective-wise. And we're going to continue to do that. We're going to continue to make this university great and make these players great off the field. And we're going to let the coaches on the field make them great.
That's a massive honor. Obviously, big congratulations and things moving forward as well. But you've got a history in athletics, Cincinnati Christian, former head basketball coach and president there. How have you been able to kind of tie that past into now what has been the present kind of crazy landscape of college sports?
Yeah, great question, Brent. I'll tell you, that's a blessing to have, and I do mean that because I do understand what these coaches are going through. I do understand the world of recruiting, and I do understand what it takes to relate to an athlete, to meet with the parents, to sit down with them, to get to know them, to build that relationship. Because in today's marketplace, it is a free agency every year. And so how much we invest into them, how much we show the appreciation we have of them, and how much we build their own understanding of this city and the many things it has to offer is how we're able to keep and retain these athletes, which builds us. So that platform right there, I had an advantage coming in on, and I'm able to build off of that on a regular basis as I meet with the athletes one-on-one and get to know them.
Let's talk about some of these events that you've got coming up. You've got the caravan, I guess, kind of style deal coming up that we're going to talk about actually a little bit more here at the top of the hour with our guy Jim Maring from the Holy Grail. But you've got Ball and Brew coming up, and some of those events have sold out.
That's right.
You got to be excited about kind of building this community outreach stuff around town with Cincy Reigns in mind.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to do. So, Chad, are you telling me you got Jim following me?
Yeah.
Okay, you might have had Jim be first, and then you guys can talk about how great Holy Grail is and everybody be in good spirits. But no, Jim is a huge partner. I mean, he got on board early. These tours, we get out there so that people get to know the players and get to know the coaches. I mean, these are guys that work tirelessly to make sure that we have the best here at the university. I mean, a lot of people don't get to see the behind the scenes type of stuff of what these coaches put in and the sacrifices they make. It's not easy. I mean, it's not an easy job being a college coach. And what's important is getting them out there and showing that human element in a sense, Chad. And for the people to get to meet and greet these coaches, that's what it's all about. I'm telling you, the more you have that building of camaraderie and that community, man, UC is going to be great. And it already is. And we're going to only get better.
And then we've also got Reigns and Reds night.
Reigns and Reds.
July 12th.
June
12th, sorry, 7:10 p.m. Ellie De La Cruz bobblehead night. Did I see that right?
It
Hopefully
is.
It's not a rain out.
Aaron, man, come on.
Aaron, why are you bringing that even into the
REIGN? It's a rain out.
I like that.
He's not as punny as he thinks he is.
Right.
Wow, that was really good. Well played. Well played, my friend. Yeah, we got Jillian and Luke tossing out the first pitch.
There you go.
That's big
So
time.
it is. It's big.
So
the Reds have been huge too. I mean, it's just a lot of people don't realize the engagement we get from a lot of different folks out there. We really do, and it's awesome. It's great to see.
So what kind of feedback did you get from the last Reigns and Reds night? Because it feels like in this kind of ever-changing world of NIL, you can throw stuff at the wall and it might not stick, but you guys are running this back. What did you hear from fans? What did you hear from the Reds that made you think it was a good idea to do again?
Well, the Reds notified us that they didn't want B. Fox to throw out the first pitch anymore. So he got scrapped for someone better. All right. That was number one. No, it was a great, it attracted, ticket sales were good for that. And it's the type of thing that they did want back. And so it's, at the end of the day, it sold tickets and people do want to support Cincy Reigns. And I think that's why they're bringing it back. Total transparency. It was something they reached out to us and we're glad they did. So anytime we can get out there, Keegan, to raise awareness of what's going on out there in college sports, it's there. So, yeah.
Sure. And that Ball and Brew that we mentioned is coming up on the 16th. So this week, right. And you go to gobearcats.com for information there. The registration link for that is foundation.uc.edu/Ball Brew Holy Grail. It's a mouthful.
That's right.
One partnership that I have personally thoroughly enjoyed that you guys have been able to create is Cincy Light. Let's go ahead and just talk about what that has been able to do for.
There you go.
There we go, Aaron. For not only raising awareness of Cincy Reigns, but also kind of showing the community that there are these partnerships that are available out there.
Yeah, Cincy Light, Adam and team down there at Rheingeist were phenomenal. They were amazing. And B. Fox put in a lot of time onto getting that partnership ready. And by getting that set up, and we're getting a fair share of attention when it comes to Cincy Light, which is helpful. Like Aaron, he's got a handy dandy 12-pack. Was that a case or a 12?
That's a
full case.
He's going all in, and it's empty
for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
They don't stay full long around this bunch.
Hey, thank you for the donation, Aaron. That's huge.
I live in Athens, and we have to keep refilling them, and there's plenty of empties.
That's huge. That's a big thank you right there. So yeah, each can, they give us the opportunity. Each can goes towards that, and then any merchandise you buy at Rheingeist, a percentage of that comes to us. So it's really big. I mean, like I said, I'm going to go back to this again. Community involvement has been tremendous, and they've stepped forward. Adam and team down there at Rheingeist. So anytime you can get down there to grab a cold one, definitely do it. Definitely do it.
I think you almost made it too good. Because I've introduced it to people, and they're like, "Oh, I'm done drinking. I'm done with light beer, anything except this."
So
it's the best light beer out there.
Yeah, they just won the blind taste test.
Yeah, it is. I agree. I like Aaron. Why don't you stay on more, Aaron? You're making good jokes.
We'll make this easy.
Chad knows why. I like the aesthetic of the 4 screen instead of the 5 screen. So I keep.
All right. That's good. So, do you guys have any questions about the collective itself? We're doing a lot of great things around in Cincinnati. I got to tell you, we can always use donations. Okay, the reality of it is, in the world that we're in right now, okay, is money is important to collectives. All right, money is, and thank you, Andy. Appreciate that very much. Go Bearcats is right. Money is very important. The reality of it is, players have the opportunity to make money. And there's 2 types of distinctive ways. They can do it through their name, image, and likeness, and they can do it through a collective. So Cincy Reigns helps with the name, image, and likeness, which helps with their total package that they receive when they come in. But it also, the collective piece fills in that void. And that's where we have to step forward and make sure we fill that void, so that at the end of the day, we're providing an attractive package from both the financial side and the university side and from the athletic side. Because in today's market, I didn't make the rules. Okay, I'm not here to say if collective's good or if it's bad, but the reality of it is what's out there in today's college sports. It is aggressive, it's competitive, and if we don't step up to fight this fight, players can go other places to get it. And that's why we've worked so hard to get the community involved. That's why we work so hard to demonstrate that the demand that's out there to get these players good business, good mentors, good introduction into understanding how to operate and manage their money. That's the name of the game. That's what we're doing.
One of the questions we asked John Cunningham earlier was about the fact that Cincinnati's been recognized as having one of the best collectives NIL situations in the country. How important was that to both you and B Fox to make sure that you were working towards something like that, as opposed to maybe trying to cut corners or sneak some things in that maybe you see in some other places?
I'll tell you, at first, Aaron, that's a great question. It wasn't the awards or anything like that. The big thing was what we had to do is we had to identify. We knew Cincy Reigns was going to be a key part of the University of Cincinnati and attracting the best players and keeping the best players. So what we had to do was identify what can be our business model to make us great. So we had to look at things that we know we could use. So number one, we looked at, all right, what do we want to teach these athletes? We're not in the game. We want to teach them business. So we want to be something different. So as of right now, we are only one of 3 universities that do this. Okay. Where simply when they come in, there's a CPA. We have a CPA firm here in Cincinnati. Donahue, Donnie and Darren step forward, the Donahues, that are huge supporters. And literally, they volunteer their time. And they
also my CPA, by the way.
Oh, see, that's huge. That's huge. And they volunteer their time and they sit down and mentor with these athletes. And then we've got attorneys like Brian and Joe Braun, where they sit down and these guys volunteer their time, explain to them what an LLC is, the advantages and disadvantages. So what we do is we bring the practicality of, now you have this money, now you better learn how to use it and how to manage it. And we align them with good investments entities that they can go to on their choosing. And then we also align them with an unbelievable Eddie Taylor does at UC does a tremendous job of helping these with their brand manager.
Yeah, Eddie's coming on tonight.
Yeah, we are only one of 3 universities that literally do this. And so when they come here and I'm able to sit down, you want to ask yourself in the recruiting world, hey, what can I offer a student athlete that maybe somebody else doesn't? How do I keep that competitive advantage? How do I make sure my platform or my product always stays ahead of the game? That's what created all of this. Now, out of creating all of this, we were awarded one of the top 6 in the United States. Okay. So we know we're doing something right. We know that some of the athletes that came here, when you invest into them and you help them learn these things, they respect that because they know they're adults. They know they're entering a different world. And more importantly, I had an opportunity to sit down with 6 general managers of the NFL. And I asked them, if you were in my position, what would you guys do? And the things we got back from them were so valuable that we were able to implement into our program here that it's like no other. And so when they come here, they see exactly what we do from the very beginning to the end, which gives them all a storyline, all the athletes a storyline. So when they want to move into the NFL, they want to move into the NBA, they've got a story about, hey, let me tell you how it's done at the university. This is why I'm different. And that interview process is so important in the NFL and the NBA and the WNBA that they've got to get ready to answer those type of questions. Cincy Reigns gets them ready to answer those type of questions. Okay. Only 3 other universities right now do that. That's why we're one of the best. And we're going to stay as being the best because we financially can't be the best. We can't go out there and throw money all the time. We got to be very frugal about the money, how we spend it, how we get it, But then we also got to make sure that's in our bag, what we attract and retain is excellent. And we do. We provide those things to the athletes. So it's an exciting time at Cincy Reigns. I'm telling you, we're doing great things. We're being different. We're being creative. And at the end of the day, we are, in my opinion, one of the best collectives in the United States.
Wow. That's amazing. When it comes to sitting down with a certain athlete, on top of all the different added elements to what the collective can bring, is it kind of a blank canvas for each one, and they kind of tell you what direction they want to go towards in their 4 years on campus, or 3 years, or 2 years that they're there? Or is it kind of more of a set standard that you want to do with each athlete that you guys bring into the fold?
Yeah, what we did is, Brett, it's like when you sit down, you want to make sure what you have in your portfolio to offer a student athlete, it's consistent and it's strong. So you ask questions. So my wife and I, we founded a healthcare staffing company, and we grew it to just over $1 billion. Okay. So I do use that platform of saying, I understand business. I know it. I know how to do it. I know how to do it well. Okay. So I use that platform right there and say, listen, I know how to do this. Okay. I'm going to show you how to do this. And so it does take an investment of time and energy. But I'm going to tell you, with that time and energy, we attracted some top athletes this year in the portal, especially for football. I'm excited about the folks that we have here. We beat out schools like USC. We beat out schools like Kansas State, TCU. We beat out SEC schools. Okay. They came to the University of Cincinnati because we have a better collective, because we were able to do things that other schools just weren't prepared and weren't structured and ready to do. And so the better we get at that, Brett, and the better we become a powerhouse in this collective space, no one's going to touch us, and we're going to continue to attract and retain the best. So, yeah, I hope that answers your question.
No, yeah, no, you do.
What we do.
Right.
I'm curious, kind of covering sports for, I think this is my 4th year, especially covering basketball. I've noticed that college basketball coaches are like a different breed of human being. Just they have to be wired differently. So in your experience, knowing what those people are like, and watching Wes Miller, what do you appreciate about what he does with his players, how he creates his teams, how passionate he is about the position at Cincinnati?
This is how I would describe Wes Miller: genuine. He is what he says. Okay. He doesn't mislead athletes. He's straight up with them. He's honest. He's got a high level of integrity. Wes represents his university extremely well. Okay. And I'm glad he's the basketball coach at the University of Cincinnati, because he has attracted and kept the athletes from last year, because he's not one of these guys like Keegan, like you mentioned, maybe some of how these other coaches work. Wes just doesn't operate that way. And he's different. And that's what I appreciate the most about him. Okay. Of just who he is.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Does that help?
Yeah, that was good.
Seriously, Scott Satterfield. No, I want to make sure I answer your question. Scott Satterfield's the same way. Scott Satterfield is a genuine person. I mean, he wasn't overly happy last year with the team that he was handed. He was in a tough transition period. Cincy Reigns wasn't set up as the powerhouse it is today. And so he went into a portal kind of blindly. This year, Cincy Reigns was ready to go from day one. And man, I'm telling you, we hit that portal in January, late December, and we hit it, and we were aggressive, we were fast, and we made sure that everybody knew who we were, and we made sure that we attracted and retained the best. And you can look at our January portal. I think you're going to have Zach Grant. We got the players we wanted. And it's just great to work with the coaching staff here at the university. Kudos to John. He's done a great job of assembling just quality individuals that represent this school very well. Yeah.
Are there any other events that you guys have kind of in the works that you can hint at, or is that something that's down the line?
Yeah, we got the Red and Black Gala coming up. Can't forget about the Red and Black Gala. Okay. We're in the process of looking at other opportunities, other outreach events. That's going to be big. So right now, we're really focusing on the brewery tours and getting out there and meeting people, building up our brand here in Cincinnati. So when people donate, they know that they're just not tossing money out there just for the heck of it. They're providing a foundation for this university, a foundation that's going to make a difference to a lot of young people. And, we could really use everyone's help. We really could, and we need it.
Back to Cincy Reigns real quick. How much does the success of Cincy Light, how much does the success of Cincy Light open other doors around the community where people are looking at that and going, oh man, that thing has blown up, and we really want to get ourselves involved and be a part of this because everything that has happened with it has gone so big.
Yeah. No, man. Chad, what it shows people want to get involved. And, really, realistically, we get a lot of phone calls from other businesses. And I think that's great. They want to have associations. So we are talking to right now close to 10 additional businesses that are out there that want to form a partnership with Cincy Reigns. And the success we've had with Cincy Light, it's an easy sell. It's an easy sell for them to want to have that partnership. So we've got to keep that momentum going. So anyone out there that their business wants to get associated with Cincy Reigns, we'll see if it's right for us, because we want to make sure it's right for us, and right for the university and right for the student athletes. And it fits within our strategic plan of where we're taking Cincy Reigns. So it's huge. The opportunities are unlimited of what you can do when you partner with Cincy Reigns. So,
of course, you got the 513 day today. What went into trying to put this together and have the 1 day donation list event, I would call it, of the entire day throughout 513?
A lot. It really does. It took almost 2 weeks of planning. A lot of people don't understand that. And all of us at Cincy Reigns are volunteers. None of us are paid staff. Mm-hmm. Okay. Every single one of us came into the program with one goal, and that was to make it great. We spent a lot of time, a lot of energy making sure we build out a good business model so we're not wasting money. Okay. Every donation, 100% goes to the student athletes. No one gets anything from this. So that's why you want to donate, because when you donate, it goes directly to the student athletes and not to anyone else.
And these guys will tell you they're mostly volunteers too.
That's a good group of volunteers there, Chad.
I pay them, but not as much as probably they want. But it is what it is.
We did have a request from Zach to drop this link here in the chat, so it is in the chat, but it's going to be FEVO, FEV as in Victor o-enterprise.com/event/Cincy Reigns. And that's going to be for your Reds and Reigns link, so you can attend the Reds and Reigns.
June 12th, Ellie De La Cruz bobblehead night.
Everybody loves it.
Ellie bobblehead.
Uh-oh, we got someone else that joined us here. Look at that guy.
You recognize that guy?
Yeah, I do. He's a good man. I'm telling you. Jim, hey, Jim and I used to be neighbors. He can't hear us. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear us now, Jim?
Do you have earbuds in?
I think he does.
You have earbuds in? Take them out and put them back in.
Does he have to turn around? I mean, is this the hokey pokey?
Yeah, right. That's a little hokey pokey.
For some reason, StreamYard is really weird.
There we
Like,
are.
You have to see, so you have to turn them off, and you can only turn them on when you're in the room. I don't understand it, but
so why'd you have to put the smartest guy in the room in front of me before I come in? I mean, is there anybody better than Ken?
Listen, yeah,
I
Jim,
I feel like an idiot. I feel like an idiot coming in now.
I was complimenting you. I thought you should have went first because you're the better looking of the group.
Oh, dude.
You know, it might have worked out better that way.
No, it's been great. Been great fun watching you guys work. You and Brian do amazing stuff, man. So thank you.
Man, thank you.
Well, you two are here. You guys can talk about Ball and Brews real quick.
Yeah, we'll open up the event 16th right there at Jim's place.
Yeah, on the 16th. Looking forward to it. Looks like we're gonna have a big crowd too. Perfect night. Yeah. You know what? It's been kind of fun watching the social media stuff. It's been great to see. Looks like folks are pretty fired up, and it'll be great. It'll be a great kickoff, and Ken doesn't know it yet, but Donnie and I decided we're going to be giving some money back that night as well. So come on out, spend some money. We're going to donate some money back as after the event. So make sure you make it out. I think it's a good kickoff.
Surprise, Ken.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, there you go, Ken.
It doesn't surprise me. That's the type of person Jim is. Their organization has been nothing but great for Cincy Reigns. He loves the university. He loves this community, and it shows by the way he runs the Holy Grail. It's a great place to hang out and to do things. So, yeah.
Thank you. It's been a fun partnership. Now the checks are getting bigger too.
Yeah.
Ever since the Redlegs got back in and selling some cans down there, it's been. Opening day was a good kickoff. Well, March Madness was a good kickoff, and then opening day, and it's gone from there. So I think we're averaging around 2,000 beers a month right now, and just Cincy Light.
That's fantastic.
Just think how much better that would be if the Reds could actually start winning some games.
Oh, you're killing me right now. I'm telling you.
Come on, Aaron.
I got to talk about it tomorrow night with George Vogel. I'm well aware it's hard to talk about.
George was right down the street from me. I think he's about ready to jump off his roof. I think we all are. It's yeah. No, and we told Ken, and Chad knows as well. And our vision was, you guys are younger than us, but when I used to go up to Wrigley Field, it was old style beer, and that was the local brew. You go over to Pittsburgh, and it was Icy Light, and it has been really cool watching the out of town fans come in, and watch them really dig into Cincy Lights and having some fun with it. So I think the footprint's expanding, and we're all about it. Can't wait to see it keep on growing, and watching these out of town fans just keep on drinking it and drinking some more and drinking some more and trying to figure out what it is. And it's always that first couple sips trying to figure out, okay, what do we have here? Is it a heavier beer? Is it a Rheingeist? Is it a light? And I truly believe it's a great Pilsner that's just its own unique style of beer, which is great.
Well,
and people love it. Yeah.
And now,
hey, look at Brian.
We got B Fox in the mix too.
Oh man, this is a star-studded hour right here.
You put me in between the two smartest guys. Thanks, Chad. Make me sound like an idiot.
He's smarter than
I've sounded like an idiot since noon, so I needed somebody to join me.
Nah, it's all good. Brian, how you doing? You guys doing well?
I'm great. Appreciate you very much. And
man, we're loving doing this thing, man. It's been, I was just telling these guys, it's been fun to watch all the out of town folks come in and start having some Cincy Lights and figure it out. And as we discussed, 3 months ago now, Ken? That's when we met. Yeah. Said, hey, here's what we're going to do. Here's the way it's going to go. And here's what we think will happen. And again, watching folks coming in from out of town, having fun with it. And, it's been great.
Many are saying it's the best flavored drink in the history of the world, but that's what many are saying. I'm not necessarily saying that, I'm making that claim, but
yeah,
but many are.
B Fox. Go ahead, Jim.
No, guys, and many are drinking it. So yes.
B Fox and Ken, I did want to show you guys this because I don't know if you were here with us at the beginning, if you'll be with us at the end. But our buddy Jeff made this beautiful overlay here where you can see the partnership logo for Bearcat Journal and Cincy Reigns there in the center for 513 Day. But we are fully prepared to do any partnerships you guys want to do now with all the bells and whistles.
That's great. Tremendous.
Ken, we've had you for half an hour. You can stick around if you want, or
oh no, hey, you got Jim and Brian. You're set. You're in good hands right there.
You took us through all the important stuff, and now we can just kind of goof off and have some fun.
You guys are great.
You brought the right
enjoy,
guy.
Man. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate you having me.
See you, Ken. Take care, man.
Thanks, Ken.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Ken.
Thanks, Ken.